routine flight between Sydney and LA for Oceanic Flight 815 until... Now, lost on a mysterious island, the survivors have more to fear than survival itself.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You killed us all.
Nothing real!
Namaste, thank you, and good luck.
I think your friends just blew themselves up, brother.
I just saved us all.
I've got to go, and you've got to get as far away from here as possible.
Go where? Stop!
I'm gonna blow it down, Tom.
Who are you people? We're the good guys, Michael.
You push the button. That's an order.
All we really need to survive is one person who truly loves us.
He's with me. I think we found it.
This is the Lost Initiative from Sky One.
Greetings, Losties. This is the official download radio show for fans of Lost in the UK. It's episode 19, The Brig.
The Lost Initiative.
As always, I'm joined by Geeky Tom. Hello, Geeky Tom.
Hi.
Initial reactions to the episode.
What about Paul?
Well, okay, as unusual, Paul Terry, editor of Lost magazine, and bothered to turn up. I don't know where he is.
I know, it's going to be a bit strange this week.
Yeah, it's going to be very strange, but just, let's try not to...
I won't make a big deal about it, let's go.
Let's try not to fall out.
Okay.
Otherwise it's going to be, very tense. What did you make of the episode?
Absolutely mind-blowing.
I thought it was brilliant, and I thought... I tell you what I'm getting a little bit worried about. A lot of questions seem to have been answered in this one, and in the last few episodes. I'm worried that they're going to answer all of the main questions and then throw up some new ones that aren't perhaps quite as good.
Well, it's just Lost, isn't it? They'll answer they'll answer some questions and then ask a few more, but I like the ones they're asking at the moment. Are a bit... I want some new ones, actually. I'm getting a bit bored.
Now, it's at the 4th episode to have all the events occur on the island. 10 points if you can tell me what the other 3 episodes were. What? What are you doing?
I'm thinking.
Oh, that's how you think, is it? I do apologise.
I've no idea.
Maternity leave.
Yep.
The other 48 days.
Yep.
And 3 minutes.
Oh, right, that's...
Don't remember that one.
No.
Oh, yes, I do remember that one. Now, we finally find out what Locke has been up to for the past week, and it seems he's been getting back to basics with the others and his dad.
Dad? What is this?
You tell me. You brought him here.
I didn't bring him here.
I'd be careful about getting too close to him, John.
Where did you find him? Why did you bring him here?
I've already said. We didn't.
You want me to ask him how he got here?
Be my guest. I warned you, John.
Don't you know, John? Don't you know where we are?
I think we were being slightly misled when Locke's dad, he drops 2 hints throughout the show, and the first bit is where he says, John, don't you know where we are? And I kind of got the impression he actually knew where they were, but he was making out it was hell, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's that whole mucking around with us with purgatory. I think they're just like playing with all the people that are watching the show that think that it's purgatory when it blatantly...
There aren't still idiots that think that, are there?
Yeah, of course there are loads of them. And
ex-cast members of Hollyoaks. And
definitely script writers of Hollyoaks.
They're like... Now, Ben says you brought him here.
Yeah, Matt, we're talking about the magic box again, aren't we?
Yeah. So,
whatever this box is, although that he makes a big point of it being a metaphor...
I didn't like the way that was answered, so... Right, well, yeah, that's a metaphor. Just in case you're all wondering, which I know you have, it's a metaphor, it's not a literal box. I thought that was a bit...
What is it? Does he mean the whole island? Does the whole island, act as the box, or what? Or is it some temple they go to? It better not be a temple. Like a bit old, that'd be rubbish, wouldn't it?
Because you don't like anything that's vaguely spiritual.
No, I hate it.
Well, Locke's dad, what was he tied up to? That was a pillar of...
It looked like something out of, I don't know, just... really, really weird kind of old monument thing.
It's brilliant, isn't it, with that scene where, they're all sort of walking around the camp. Oh, by the way, Dad's over there. Yeah. And he's just tied up.
Like that.
That was fantastic. But I guess that has to link in with the four-toed statue and all that kind of old civilization.
It's a bit of a cult, aren't they, the others? They are a bit of a cult.
Why didn't Locke say to that air stewardess...
Yeah.
So, is it Cindy?
Yeah, Cindy.
Who I'm beginning to fall in love with.
I know, she's got cute face.
She's really cute. Fantastic teeth.
Yeah, no, I'm always a fan of good teeth.
I like good teeth. Why didn't Locke just say to her, right, where have you been?
Yeah,
what's going on?
Yeah, why?
When they took you, what happened?
Yes.
What you doing?
But then it would kind of ruin the show a bit.
But you
wouldn't
should do that. They should. I don't understand what you're doing. It's like when Jack was in the cage and he saw her.
Yeah, had the chance to have a chat and he just shouted at them to scare them off.
Yeah. Well, you sit there. When they took you, where'd you go?
Yeah.
What'd they do? What you doing? That's what they should have said. Now, when the others are in their tents and on the move, Ben says to, we're going to a new place. Well, an old place, actually. Does imply, again, possibly a temple.
Yeah, I know, it's going to be a temple. Oh, rubbish.
But supposing it's like, instead of the ruins of a temple, it's actually the full-on full-on.
Do you know what I'm
thing.
picturing?
Go on, tell me. I don't know what you're picturing, actually.
But I can tell you, that's the wonder of these kind of things.
Okay, fantastic. Words.
Yeah,
that's the wonder of words.
Wonder of words, isn't it? The Last Crusade, Indiana Jones, they know that big kind of temple inside the cliff. I'm picturing that kind of thing, maybe.
That would kind of work.
Yeah, it would do. We'll see.
But you'd rather it was a laboratory with computers.
Another bunker. Love it. Underground layer. Complex.
Cindy says to Locke, we're all excited that you're here. Everyone's excited because they're all looking at him and smiling, and there's a beautiful Oriental lady smiles at him, and you think, well... do they think he's Jacob? Is that...
I don't think it is. You know what I think it is?
Go on.
I don't think the island heals things. I think it's John Locke.
Well, that would tie in because Ben has healed remarkably well since he met Locke, and he was healing incredibly slowly.
When he was.
So you're saying Locke is the healer?
Yeah.
Well, no, that's an interesting idea. It would make sense of the Sun and Jin situation of... who's Bernard's? Rose. And anybody else that's been vaguely injured.
Yeah, just whoever he's round. That's probably why they're all so happy, because they've probably got, cuts and bruises any day.
Well, okay, how come in the episode where Boone dies, or the episode before Boone dies, where they find the plane, Locke can't walk?
I think it's all to do with what he believes. Maybe it's something like the island maybe grants you your wish or something. And his wish was to be able to walk or whatever. And maybe I'm talking about wishes and spirituality.
Yes, Tom, you see, you're letting yourself down. Now, so Locke's dad was in a car accident.
Yeah.
Obviously made to happen by the others.
Obviously, that's exactly what I was thinking. It's not purgatory. They literally, that's why they smiled at you. They were like, you'll get the island now, mate.
We've got you.
Yeah.
It's lucky you didn't die, though. Go 70 into the lane divider.
Maybe the island healed him or something when he went on, or John Locke.
But you just said that Locke is the healer.
I'm just throwing out ideas.
Okay, well, there's no one to bounce them off. Look,
exactly.
Paul, what do you think?
Yep.
Yeah, see, it's more sense than he normally speaks. Now, Ben tells Locke he has to kill his dad to set himself free, because when people join the island, they have to make a gesture of commitment. But Richard Alpert reveals that Ben may have rather different motives.
He wanted to embarrass you.
I'm sorry?
Ben knew you weren't going to kill your own father. He put you in front of everyone in our camp just so they could all watch you fail.
Why?
Because when word got back here that there was a man with a broken spine on the plane who could suddenly walk again, well, people here began to get very excited, because that could only happen to someone who was extremely special. But Ben doesn't want anyone to think you're special, John.
Now, the thing is, I don't believe anybody now. I don't believe Locke, I don't believe Ben, I certainly don't believe Richard.
What? But what? Just the whole,
what? I don't believe them.
Just generally don't believe them.
I don't believe a word they say. I don't believe it when Locke says he's undercover. Well, he wasn't. He's now saying he's on his own solo mission.
I think he was.
I don't believe that. I don't believe anything that Ben says. I don't believe anything Juliet says. I don't believe anything. I don't believe Jack.
I don't believe Jack. No, I don't believe Juliet. I don't believe Ben. But I believe that other guy.
Richard Alpert.
Yeah.
Why?
He's got a believable face, hasn't he?
He's not. He looks like he's wearing mascara. He's got really funny eyes.
Quite sunken.
Oh, brilliant when Locke's dad calls Ben Bug Eyes.
Bug Eyes. We coined that. We blatantly coined that.
Copyright that.
Yeah.
Now, Richard says that Ben has been wasting their time with things like the fertility issues, and wants Locke to remind them of the more important reason that they're there. More questions. That's one of the new questions.
Yeah, that's going to be season 4, isn't it?
Well, it's got to be. Is it referring to the box, to the wishes coming true, to being able to make things appear?
Maybe going back to what I said about Locke healing, maybe like doing more experiments on different people having different abilities, like it's granted to them by the island in the box or whatever.
But I'm not convinced that everybody in that camp is aware that the island can do magic things, because they don't seem to talk about it openly.
No.
It's almost as if they've been told one thing, but only those that need to know.
I think they've all gone through the same initiation that maybe Locke's.
Well, they've had to kill their dad.
Or maybe it's just a different test for a different person, and whatever your darkest secret, you've got to kill it.
Now, Ben tells Locke, I can't wait to show you what the island can do. but you're not ready yet.
Oh, that's just...
Isn't that frustrating?
I know, that's just taunting him.
It's you kind of... I thought Locke was going to go a bit mental then, because, he can kick off.
He can.
I had visions of, in the episode, Series 1, where he's bashing on the hatch.
Yeah.
And I've done everything for you, what more do you want? And then the light comes up.
Yeah.
I kind of thought he was going to get that frustrated, but he's sort of like, you're right. Whatever.
Bit limp-wristed.
Yeah, a little bit. But when is he going to be ready then? What is killing his dad the thing that's going to make him ready?
I don't know, it's weird, isn't it? I kind of thought that maybe, Locke's dad isn't real at all. This was another thing.
Oh, you were saying that and I didn't understand what the hell you were talking about. What, you thought he was like a robot or something?
Well, I don't know, maybe he's something the island's created and he's not actually a real thing, hence why they're so happy for him to kill.
What do you mean?
I don't know, I was just...
No,
coming up with things
you can't just come up with things and then not be questioned and destroyed. His dad is not a real thing, it's something the islanders come up with.
Yeah, come on, great.
It doesn't make any sense at all.
Well, he's come out of the box, hasn't he?
Which is a metaphor.
For whatever it is, the temple.
Yeah, God.
Maybe it's not real. Maybe people that come out of there will get all wrong. Because my point is that he was really belligerent and finding everybody
He was well stroppy, wasn't he?
Yeah, and just really evil and started on Locke.
My favourite bit is when he's reading the letter, blah, blah, blah. that was just genius.
It was making me laugh, actually, when he ripped it up. Brilliant.
Now, Locke finds that he can't kill his dad, and on Richard Alpert's advice, he goes looking for Sawyer and tells him that he wants him to kill Ben. Have a listen and we'll talk.
That was good.
Why did you come back to get me?
I had to.
Why me? Why won't you do it yourself?
Because I can't! I can't do it!
That's why I came back for you. I'll go to wherever you got him. But then we're bringing him back to our camp. I ain't killing nobody, you understand me?
I understand. But you'll change your mind.
Okay, another question that's been answered that makes me think that now Sawyer is expendable.
Yeah.
Sawyer can potentially be killed off now because his story has been resolved.
Absolutely.
That Anthony Cooper is the original Sawyer.
That was genius. It was a real yes, mate.
But we sort of knew it was going to happen.
No, but it's good to be validated, though, after we've been saying it for so many weeks.
It was good to have it validated, and it was a brilliant scene, where they're in that brig, and what a vicious, choking strangulation.
That was
scene.
a good one. No, it was good. I like that kind of heavy violence.
I like the fact that he was puking up afterwards.
Yeah, definitely. You do that.
Sensitive.
Yeah,
sensitive killer.
Yeah.
Again, it worries me that's a big question that's been going on, for 2 or 3 series,
and it was just rounded up in the space of
just like that.
Yeah,
and it's
they've got to get rid of some people, haven't they?
Don't some people die in the end of this series?
They always die, don't they?
But if I read that, or did I dream that? I thought I read that 3 people die. Now, I don't know if that's true or not. Have you not heard this rumour, Geeky Tom?
No.
Well,
I kind of assume that people are going to die at the end of the season anyway, because
Can I start the rumour?
Yeah, do it.
Well, apparently, 3 people die at the end of this series.
That's amazing.
Yeah, apparently so.
I bet I can guess who they are.
Okay, well, let's have a guess.
Yeah.
I say Sawyer, Charlie, and the lady that fell from the helicopter.
All right.
Who do you say?
Oh, I'm going to be controversial.
Oh, okay, go on.
Okay, I'm definitely going to say Charlie and Sawyer.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Locke.
What the hell?
I know.
Really?
They need something from completely kind of out there, something really mind-blowing. Otherwise, it wouldn't be lost.
Lady from the helicopter, I don't think she can last that long. I'll tell you why. She can't act.
I know, they'll kill her off.
That was embarrassing. Well, maybe we'll talk about her in a bit. Rousseau pops up at the Black Rock.
Yeah, I love it.
She's off on her own little missions as well now.
Just popping off. Could I have the dynamite? Yeah, over there.
When did we last see her? Because she disappeared.
We last saw her eyeballing her daughter. Oh, my daughter's over there.
Yeah. And then she just keeps disappearing. But that's obviously going to be a dramatic explosion at the end of the very last episode.
She's not just going to go and steal that dynamite for nothing.
Yeah, I reckon that one of the Losties is going to get killed in that explosion.
Yeah, there we go.
Charlie.
Yeah, there we go.
I know what's going to happen.
Go on.
She's going to set the explosives. It's going to endanger the baby by accident. The baby's going to crawl near it or something. Charlie's going to realise that, go and save the baby, but in doing so, he has to sacrifice his own life. And Desmond knows that's going to happen, and he's like, I've had enough.
Yeah,
brother, you're on your own.
You whiny voice.
Yeah, go and die. Now, this is a possible thing, so I'm confused about who lives and who dies, because we think Mikhail dying.
Yeah, well...
We think we saw him die. That was the impression that we were given.
Yeah.
I don't suppose anyone checked the body, did they?
They did the pulse.
Did they do the pulse thing?
I'm pretty sure they did, yeah.
So Mikhail actually died, but then he came back to life. Meaning it's possible Anthony Cooper, Locke's dad, could potentially come back.
Maybe if you think that he actually died.
Oh,
maybe
Tom.
Just a big setup. Maybe he had whatever. What's that chip? Like, thing he had.
You can't... But Sawyer strangled him with an iron chain.
Well, no, we're talking about Mikhail now. Maybe
we're talking about Mikhail,
Maybe
sorry.
he had a chip. They turned the chip on or something, and he pretended to die, and he woke up after going.
Well, that doesn't work at all. Well, it does to a certain extent. I'll give you that. In as much as they could have faked the effect of walking through that fence. That fence could potentially be nothing.
The blood spurting, fake that.
They faked it.
Oh yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They could. The whole thing could have been a fake, so that they go, ooh, scary sonic fence. Ooh, better be kept. Let's climb over it.
Yeah.
But really, it doesn't do anything.
Yeah, probably doesn't. Bet it doesn't. That's going to be in the last episode when someone gets pushed through it.
Yeah.
And they go, oh no.
Oh, I'm fine. Okay, well, listen, we've got a caller on the Lost line. It's Kieran. Hello, Kieran.
Hello.
Kieran, are you speaking on one of those new cardboard phones?
Yeah.
Okay, this will be fun. Let's see where we get. Kieran, what have you got for us?
My theory is just about the electric fence.
The electric
I
fence?
think it could be, round the barracks.
Yes?
I think it could be a teleporter or a time portal. I thought this because Mikhail, went in.
Yes.
And then it, bubbled away, whatever.
He bubbled away?
Then,
yeah, funny.
He's still alive.
He survived,
And also, so that means I think he's maybe teleported to another part of the island or whatever like that.
I missed
and
that.
Also,
Kieran, I missed that last bit.
I'm thinking that he's teleported to another part of that island.
It gets better, yes.
And another thing that makes you think this is because when Saeed and Jack all woke up from when the others had disappeared, Saeed says they had left, there was no trace of them at all.
Yes.
There was no trail, so I'm thinking that the others may have used a teleporter as well, if it was a teleporter.
So you're saying the fence is a time machine and teleporter?
Either.
It's either or. So it's not both. It couldn't be both, but it's one of those two things.
Yes.
So how come when Mikhail went through the fence, instead of teleporting or travelling through time, his ears exploded?
I think that his body maybe dissolves into the land.
His body dissolves,
comes into the land, and then it's regenerated somewhere else.
Let me just make sure we got that right. You're saying that when Mikhail went through the fence and his ears exploded, his body dissolved into the land and it went somewhere else.
Yeah. If it was a time portal, it could be that only he went back in time, so that's disturbed the problems with time and island, how it goes from light to dark really fast.
It's a time portal that only works on Mikhail.
Right.
Tom, I want this guy in the studio because this guy is a freaking genius. Tom, your views on Kieran's unusual plan.
It makes so much sense, doesn't it? It is genius and mind-blowing both at the same time.
Kieran?
Yes?
Will you come on again? Because I think you're brilliant.
Really?
Sort of.
Yes, I would come on again, yes.
Kieran, thanks very much. Take care.
Thanks a lot. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Round of applause for that. That has to be one of the funniest things I've ever heard.
Fantastic. Well, Kieran, what an unusual...
I love that theory. That's a brilliant theory, isn't he? So the fence teleporter, but it doesn't just work like a normal teleporter.
No.
You dissolve into the
ground and then appear somewhere else.
Yes.
Or you go through time, if you're Mikhail.
Yeah, and also, when you actually climbing over the top of the fence, you can just climb over it, but also see the person who's teleported through it.
Now, if you want to come on the Lost line, then you can send an email to lost@sky1.co.uk with your phone number and a few details. There's also the way to get in touch if you've got an email. And we've got an email here from Tom Lever. Hello, gents. Having recently bought and rewatched the complete Series 2 box set, I was filling up the dishwasher and suddenly had an epiphany. In Two for the Road, where Anna Lucia is hired as a bodyguard by Christian Shepherd, both characters adopt assumed names given to them by the other. Christian renames Anna Sarah, whilst Anna Lucia says, "You look like a Tom." I think this was an early teaser to the fact that Christian Shepherd isn't quite dead, but has had his brain and memories implanted into the body of another, i.e. Tom from the others. I thought I was going to say you then for a second. Oh, yeah. Perhaps for many years the others, or maybe even Dharma, developed the technology of body swapping, which allowed them to transfer the consciousness of a dead or dying person into a younger or healthier body, allowing them to live forever. This would explain why Mr. Beardy was so friendly towards Jack and why they shared a game of catch. It's because Tom is Christian Shepherd and he's finally trying to be a good father to his son. Whilst I admit Tom is a popular name, I'm a Tom and you've got a geeky Tom in the studio. Wow. I think it's too much of a good idea to be rubbish. Well, I disagree with you, Tom. I think that's the worst thing I've ever heard. That's even worse than a teleporting fence.
Yeah.
Tom, what do you think?
I'm just mind blown out of the stupidity that we've had. Like, we've had a silly email, a rubbish caller.
Oh, now.
Yeah, well, no, it was really.
Okay, really it was rubbish. That's an awful theory. They're not doing body swapping or mind swapping. Although there has been talk of implanted memories, hasn't there? Which I'm not really bought into.
Oh, it's just getting all too much for me.
Don't cry.
It's all rough.
If you've got a decent theory, email it to lost@sky1.co.uk. Now, back to this week's episode, if we may. After killing Cooper, Sawyer goes back alone, but with the tape recording Juliet made for Ben. Let's just remind ourselves, by listening to it again, of the message.
Ben, 6 a.m. on Saturday morning. Kwan is pregnant. The fetus is healthy and was conceived on island with her husband. He was sterile before they got here. I'm still working on getting samples from the other women. I should have Austin's soon. I'll report back when I know more. I hate you.
Sawyer's doubtful that anyone's going to believe him, but with the cold, hard evidence of a cassette recording, people are going to believe him. It's going to go mental, isn't it?
It's going to go absolutely crazy. It's going to be an absolute mayhem there. It's all going to kick off.
It is going to kick off. There's going to be... people are going to want to lynch Juliet once they know this.
I can't wait. I cannot wait to see it.
The last few episodes are going to be superb. Then Locke says, I'm on a solo mission. I'm off.
Yeah.
What's the solo mission? My guess is it's to go back to the others and find out what this metaphorical box is and use it to control the world.
Why would he want to control the world? He just wants to go and see what's in the box, because I want to go and see... I'd do that. I would want to know what this box does.
And he wanted to know what was in the hatch.
Yeah.
And he got in the hatch eventually.
Exactly.
Well, do you know, you could be right. He could die. I reckon he may sacrifice himself in the box. If you go in the box, the metaphorical box...
You're thinking about it as a box again, aren't you?
Well, no, all right, it's hard not to when they use the word box.
I know.
But if he'll enter the metaphorical box.
Right.
And to gain ultimate power, he must become one with it. Which means his particles dissolving into the ground. No, but it means him, kind of...
I'm a box.
All right, now you're just taking the mick, aren't you? What do you think he's up to then?
He just wants to go and see what this thing does. He wants to, Ben's promised him that I'll show you what the island can do. And, I'd be interested. I'm sure you would be too, wouldn't you?
No.
You would?
No.
Not at all?
No.
You can go back with the other guys.
That's what I'd go... I would go back to the camp. If I was there...
Yeah.
I'm going back to the camp. Good luck.
Yeah, I'm probably going to go and check out what's going on.
All right, well, I'll see you later.
Good.
Ta-ta.
You're missing out.
You're missing out, because we got food, or you're going to die.
Whatever.
Anyway, that's what would happen if Tom and I are on the island. I hope you enjoyed that little scene. We have an email from Colin Forbes, you know?
No, good mates, actually, yeah.
Okay, fine. I have a tiny wee theory / prediction following the DOC episode. I think that we will discover in a future episode that Sun followed Juliet back inside the medical station and overheard the message she recorded for Ben. There was just something curious in her attitude when Juliet left her to wait outside. I noticed that.
Yeah, no.
I noticed that. And while her feelings towards Juliet may have changed somewhat, I don't think she really trusts her yet. Of course, we may not discover this until a flashback in the middle of the next season, when it will suddenly explain Sun's attitude or actions towards Juliet. Oh, by the way, the numbers relating to the weeks of a pregnancy, load of old guff, I'm afraid. Cheers, Colin. That's Colin referring to Leon last week, who said
good
the
work,
numbers... Well, we haven't researched it, but we did ask someone to research it, and I guess Colin has done that, so that's... I could buy that. There was it was weird when they went out of the thing, and Juliet said, "Oh, I'm just going to go back and make sure I haven't left the oven on." And someone went, I'll stay here.
Yeah, that's fine, yeah, you just go in there.
I'll stay here. I'm suspicious of that.
Good.
Now, back to this week's episode. We learn more from that parachutist, so I think it's called Naomi.
Yeah, no, she is.
Okay, so this is what she reveals. This is what she tells us. Her company was hired by Penny to find Desmond. They were given a set of coordinates in the middle of the ocean. They conducted a differential GPS grid search, but there were no islands in the area.
Sounds like 24. Brilliant.
But while in her helicopter, the clouds parted, she saw land. All the instruments started spinning, so she bottled it and bailed out.
Right.
This is another person I don't believe.
Well, nor does Saeed.
Yeah,
I quite know.
Yeah, I'm on. As soon as Saeed said started getting a little bit funny with her, I thought,
yeah,
she's on the island. Did you say that last week?
Yeah, I did actually.
Well, I'm coming around to your way of thinking.
Oh, good, thanks.
I think she was on the island.
There's a good chance of that actually it all being a setup, isn't it?
Mm.
We didn't see the helicopter crash. I like the way that they point out things that we talk about.
Yeah.
And they talk about...
And she could easily have got a copy of that picture from Desmond.
Yeah, from the files.
Yeah.
Penny.
They can get anything from the files. Of course they can, yeah. She's on the island with a strange English accent. well, let's assume that she's telling the truth.
Right.
The island can't be detected by GPS.
No.
the island affected the helicopter. Then this could be that kind of dome theory that some idiots are talking about. Were you talking about this last week?
I was, but I'm not an idiot.
Well, some idiots are talking about this dome theory, that when the anomaly happened and the bunker blew up, that a protective force field shield type dome was erected over the island.
Makes sense to me.
Now, this is interesting because Naomi tells them more about what happened to Flight 815. Found in a 4-mile deep ocean trench off of Bali. Robots explored the wreckage. Robots.
That's brilliant, isn't it?
And found all the bodies. And then Anthony Cooper also says that the plane was found and everyone was dead. If a plane had crashed, would everyone in the world know what had happened to it?
If it's been on TV.
But if someone said a specific flight, Flight 815. Oh, 815? Oh, yeah, that was on Sky News. Yeah, we saw that. Yeah, they all... Would everyone know that, though?
Oh, yeah, plane crashes are a big deal.
Is it big news?
Yeah.
Well, in that case, that's another thing that makes me think they're both lying.
Really?
That Cooper and Naomi are lying to create dissent amongst the ranks.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's go to another caller on the Lost line. It's Laura. Hello, Laura.
Hi. Hiya.
What have you got for us, Laura?
Okay, I had some thoughts on Juliet and her research.
Oh, yes.
And why it's so important to Ben.
Yes.
And why are they risking all these women's lives to experiment and to research on why they can't have babies?
Yes.
And I was thinking about this whole thing with the Valenzetti equation and that it predicts the end of humanity. And I figured, what if the others know when humanity will end? And maybe the island is the only place where humanity can survive. And the only way they can restart humanity and restart the civilization is if the women can have babies.
But wasn't it Dharma that were investigating the Valenzetti equation, and the others are others are separate?
I'm not exactly sure how Dharma and the others fit together, if they know of each other,
that's the
or
big
if they
question,
know of each
isn't it,
other's
love?
findings
Do you
or
know what I
not.
mean? Yes. Tom, your thoughts on Laura's ill-thought-out idea?
Gosh, it's all right. But the problem is that it was Dharma that was doing that, and that was something they were doing like 70 years ago. Something blatantly happened kind of in the 80s, some incident which destroyed Dharma. And, all these bunkers have been abandoned and, whatever the purge was and these things. So maybe those experiments were going on, but maybe they're not anymore.
Laura, do you trust Juliet?
No.
I don't buy anything that woman says, and I haven't from episode 1 of this series.
From episode 1, yes, same thing here. I think she's doing her own thing. I think she's working. I haven't seen the last episode, so I can't say anything there, but she may be doing what Ben wants, but I think she's doing her own thing as well.
Jack dies. Oh, you've not seen it?
Don't ruin it.
Not seen it.
Oh, okay, ignore what I just said.
You just ruined it for everybody.
Jim died too.
Yeah, oh, she's seen through that little ruse. Laura, have you got anything else for us?
Just a connection with the civilization being restarted, whatnot.
Yep.
The whole thing with the lists, and that the others only want people to be part of their new civilization that are good. Like Mikhail says to Kate, you're not on the list because you're flawed.
Oh.
They've kidnapped all the children because they're
pure.
Be brought up in their conditions.
That's an interesting idea. Yeah, I can go along with that.
And that they've kidnapped all the children and the people that they consider to be the good guys, good people.
Laura, listen, thank you very much for that.
No problem.
Take care. Speak to you again, maybe.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
There you go. There was actually some sense in what she said there.
That was good.
If you want to come on the Lost Line, or you want to send us an email theory, or whatever, you can get in touch with us at lost@sky1.co.uk. Although I've got to say, ladies, can you stop sending in nudie pictures to Geeky Tom? He's not interested.
Whoa.
I'm just saying you don't want weirdos sending in pictures of them. There's no other implication there.
Okay, good.
Anyway, thanks to... Well, he didn't turn up, Paul. So, Geeky Tom, thank you.
You've been doing this too long.
Old habits die hard, don't they?
Yeah, no problem.
Can you sum up this episode in one word?
Yes.
Good work. Episode 20... You don't learn, do you?
I know.
Episode 20 is going to be shown this Sunday at 10pm on Sky 1. Then it's repeated Wednesday at 10pm and Sky 2 Sunday at 7pm. But if you can't wait until then, there's some excellent Lost stuff online at sky1.co.uk/Lost, including the first in a series of exclusive Lost flashbacks, where each week you can relive the flashbacks of Jack, Kate, Sawyer and Locke. So if you want to see those and everything else, go to sky1.co.uk/Lost. Join us again next week when we'll be taking a look at episode 20.
Unbelievable.
So near the end. It's called The Man Behind the Curtain, and we'll be talking about it right after it's been on the telly.
Oh, that sounds like Wizard of Oz reference. Man behind the curtain.
Oh, it does, doesn't it?
Yeah, putting the levers. Black smoke.
I'm Ian Lee, and until then, namaste.
The Lost Initiative is a co-ink production for Sky One.
I hate you.